That was tiring.
Paddled ourselves against the tide over here. Very exciting. Look at that little dot. That's our
our
sailboat.
boat. We decided we'd get some exercise and paddle this time instead of use our motor.
Very exciting.
The tide made it really fun. And check out my dew. The no-sams are so bad. They're
sexy.
eating my ears that...
Dylan there. And Jemima.
Yes. Woohoo! I did it! Okay, Rowan, your turn. Watch the second step. It's a doozy.
Here at Fort Frederica, it's very old and there's really not much left of the original fort, considering how large a military town this actually was. This was the largest British military outpost in the Northern Hemisphere. In the Western Hemisphere. So here though, University of Georgia students are taking out sections of earth and then they bring it over here and they sift through it and they're looking for pieces of, you know, pottery, coins, buttons, whatever may have come out. So, you know, as people are going about their military life and they, oh shoot, I lost a button, maybe these guys can find it for them. So only like 250 years late. Here you can see they've unearthed some portion of a foundation that went right through here. And this is what's left of a home. Here you can just see where the probably the fireplaces were there in the center, and then just the outside of the foundations. Row after row of these houses and their foundations. You know what I'm kind of overwhelmed with is a sense of compassion for the British soldier, right? You join up in London, but you're gonna get shipped somewhere else, right? Like here to Fort Frederica, where you're gonna battle the Spanish to ensure that Georgia stays in British hands. And then you might go north and you're gonna battle the French and the Indians in the French and Indian War a few years after that. And then you're gonna battle the colonials that you've been, in your mind, protecting because they were British citizens up until that time. You know, these soldiers did a lot of fighting, and you know, I think it's kind of one of the untold stories of American history is how the soldiers that protected what became America, you know, were ultimately seen as the enemy and thrown out after having given a lot of themselves and a lot of their fellow countrymen's lives in service to part of the realm. Just kind of an interesting piece of the total puzzle of history here in Fort Frederica. Cool example. Might want to check it out if you come here.
And their peas are delicious.
Carrie's eating their peas.
Just a sample.
So right now we're inside the barracks for Fort. And in here, up to 100 troops were housed at any given time. The married soldiers and the officers all would have like homes inside the village, but single soldiers would live here. It's also used as a hospital during the after the Spanish War, and also used to house prisoners of war. But some amazing little details left around the foundations. You know, and the buildings all were here. With this is where I'm standing now is the interior courtyard. But this is where the buildings were. Palisade with cedar shingles over it. You can see where they had the back-to-back fireplaces, so they could use a single chimney. Each room was kind of lit, used for cooking. And all the way around in this beautiful interior courtyard. This two-story palisade here, where there would be maybe somebody on top keeping vigilant guard, looking for evildoers. Probably checking for weapons of mass destruction. Yep, this is where it all happened. Because the wall's kind of a little bit deteriorating here, we're able to see just exactly how they built. Because there's no rock here, their concrete, instead of using crushed gravel like most people would, they've used shells, so oyster shells. Pretty cool sign here. So the battery remains. This is where the gunpowder was stored. Cannons set up over here against invasion by water. Here's powder at the ready, and also protected so that hot shot couldn't set it off. Okay, so we've got the cannon lined up. And what do we shoot? Hey, that's my boat. Don't shoot my boat.